Do you want to start it off?
dream of a YouTube star.
Yeah, maybe you're gonna have your own show as a host and have other YouTube stars come into your show.
What am I supposed to do with that invitation I just got?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as we're all just broadcasting right now. Well, anyways, since I've started over here already, and I'm about to just post to Facebook real quick. Like start my podcast. Please watch.
Please watch.
Please like, subscribe, and comment.
Make sure to hit that notification bell. It's just a part.
Why the fuck would he leave the party? Wow.
Okay, Daniel.
I know, this is a great way to start it off. And now we wait.
Why are you saying?
I guess that works. Lucky for you, it keeps on streaming.
I know it still streams. It just the audio stuff stops.
Why did you leave?
I didn't mean to. You
still here, Daniel?
Yeah, still here. I still left.
Alright, I guess so. So you want to start this off again?
Yes, let me just post this off real quick, and we'll get right into it. It'll do what it be. We get Jesse in here to see. Alright, anyways. As I was saying, it's
The organic hour.
you can start it off if you like, Pretty sure we just introduce ourselves at this point. It's just welcome to the organic hour. My name is Daniel. I'm joined here with my good friends Jesse and Richard.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Yes. Please introduce yourself, Jesse. How are you?
I'm Jesse, by the way, guys. Recording fake of a fraction of Daniel's imagination. Why are you leaving that party? This is a great way to start off a broadcast. Panto keeps leaving the party.
Invite him. Just invite him to this one. I'm not leaving again. Fuck that shit.
I think it's the internet or the server. Why do you make me private? I think you're the party leader.
Yeah, I'm the party leader. Oh my god, Daniel. Jesus. Let's hope he joins in.
Yeah.
God, this is so great, Daniel.
I don't know what happened. All I know is it happened.
Are you gonna keep leaving?
No, I think it's just I can't be in a party live streaming and host the party. So maybe it's we'll see what it looks like.
Well, I'm guess I'll host for another party. Fuck it.
Yeah. I'm just gonna turn my game audio down. And so today we're just gonna be talking about relationships, friends, family, and we're just gonna go from there. You guys wanna start off with the story or anything?
I'm more of the follow-up guy. I can't really set up.
Alright, well, I guess I'll set up something. I guess I'll ask some questions at this point.
Go for it.
What do you think it means to have family? Do you think it has to be blood, or can you find family within friends?
Fuck, no, it doesn't have to be blood. I'm way closer to my fucking friends than my actual family, let alone. Like, I can't
I'm
see
the
my
exact
family
same
too.
opposite.
The exact same opposite?
The exact same opposite.
Yeah.
Explain.
Well, you know how he's close to his family. I'm not really close to my family. Yeah, there's some people I talk to.
I just said I'm not close
I'm
to my
close to my
family.
mom. I'm close to my mom and sisters, but as for like grandparents, and uncles, and cousins, not really. They're just like distant people to me in my life. Like that form, like your friends on Facebook. You don't really talk to them. Yeah, you like their statuses and posts. And say, hey, bro, how you been doing on the status? But other than that, you don't make the initial move to actually go see them and hang out with them. That's how I am with my family, for the most part. There's some cousins I do talk to from time to time, but as in, a strong family bond, I don't really have that many because I had a lot of issues with them as growing up and as a kid, as a teenager, and even now as an adult, I still have issues with them. And I feel like my family isn't a real family. There's no central bond between us. I never felt that we were a real family, even though we shared the same blood. I never had that feeling of, I should go to my uncle, and talk about this stuff, or go to my grandma and be, she told me stories and whatnot. I never had any of that. So for me, family doesn't necessarily need to be blood. It could be anyone in your life that's always been there for you, who always had your back, who's been through good and bad, where you had. It doesn't have to be like one of those fairy tale relationships, because sometimes you're gonna argue, you're gonna have disagreements, you're gonna have opposite. There's gonna be conflict within your relationship. But if you can help yourself, if you can help go through those problems together, that's where the bond comes in. That's where it strengthens. It becomes more than just he's your friend. He's become your family. He's become part of your life as much as you've been a part of his life. Like goes for man or woman, and it doesn't have to be an actual relationship. It could just be between two friends, two people. Of course. Love interest and whatnot. But that's how I see family. Anyone could be your family. Doesn't have to be blood per se. It could be anyone that's special to you, who has that bond with you.
Wait, one second. Yeah, join my game, guys.
I did join your game.
But yeah, I have to agree with what he said. Like, me, my family, I'm closer to some than others. But like my mom, my dad, not really. I'm pretty distant from them. My sisters, I'm pretty distant. I live with one of them. Me and her, I think, are closest out of my whole fucking family. But at the same time, it's like, I work so much, and I live with her, and I've only seen her I've only hung out with her like 3 times in the past 4 months. And I haven't really talked to her or seen her in 2 weeks. We fucking live in the same house. Her room is right across the hall from me, and we don't really talk or anything. Not by choice, it's just that we're always fucking working. When I'm working, she's at work. And then whenever she's at home sleeping, I'm still at work. So, I don't know what the hell just happened with the game. And then, like my friends, I don't know why, I could sit there at work and be with my friends and just talk to them there if I want to. I go out with my friends more. I've actually gone to LA to visit a homie recently that I just play with online. This is my first time ever meeting him, and we got to hang out. And I didn't know that my grandma was in the hospital, and I could have gone to see her. And I kind of just I didn't really know. I just kind of bailed on it, which I shouldn't have. I feel like I should have been there, but at the same time, it's well, we're not too close, so I don't really know how to do it. But I don't know. I just growing up, my family hasn't really been the best thing ever. My sisters are cool. I don't really talk to them, but they're cool. My mom, she's off doing her own thing. As long as her man's happy, then she's happy. She's not really worried about her children too much. My dad, he kind of grew up with an abusive dad, but it is what it is. We had our hard times, and he's trying to change his ways, and I can see that he is. And we're kind of talking more, but I'm still very distant. He has my little brother and sister, which I don't really talk to, but I mean, I try to go whenever I can, but that's like once a month, honestly. And my friends, though, I see them like all week, just because I feel so close to them. I feel like I could trust them more than anything, with anything. And like, I don't know. To me, family doesn't always mean blood. Like, it's who you trust and you could be with, and who you know is gonna have your back no matter what. And for me, that's my friends right now.
I agree. You know, very similar story to yours, which is that same. I grew up not knowing my parents because at a very young age they lost custody. So it wasn't really I ever had a choice not to know them. It was very much you're not allowed. So that's how it was for me. But growing up, I always felt estranged from certain relatives and stuff because it always felt middle child syndrome. You got that whole the older kid gets what they want, and younger kid also gets what they want. I don't know. I always felt shit. I always felt that I had to like fight for attention and stuff like that. And, it probably wasn't even true, but it was just the way I stopped back then.
Yeah.
And it would go from a lot of things, doing a lot of horrible things to get attention, fights in school, bad grades, because like in my eyes, even bad attention is good attention, So
no, I get you.
I don't know. I always fought to have like a lot of friends, everywhere I went, I was there to really just get as many friends as I could possibly have, and always try to be on the in crowd. So it's like I definitely felt more comfortable around people who didn't know my home life, because that's just how it was. It was just simpler to like get to know someone who didn't know anything about you.
Yeah.
And kind of like get them to know who you are, other than your family's kind of just like your family kind of knows the things you've done in the past, and like they know like, oh, you did this, oh, it's stupid or whatever. And it was just much better. And I can honestly say like a lot of my friends, I don't have many anymore. I've grown up and I understand that having friends isn't everything. Sometimes you just gotta pick who you're with and cut out people who aren't.
Yeah, exactly.
But I've learned that friends can definitely be your best family. The greatest thing for you. And they'll understand you, and they'll be there for you a lot more than your actual family ever. I'm just recently talking to my mom again, and it's crazy. It's crazy, man. Because like it's been like 16 years, man. I don't even remember her from when I was 4,
Yeah.
But, it's crazy, like trying to get her, like just the other day, like I heard her voice for the first time, and that was just like that was crazy. So definitely my friends have always been there for where times when my family wasn't there.
Yeah.
My friends, they always been there.
So how does it feel getting connected to your mom again, though? Like, honestly, deep down, how does that shit feel?
It feels very weird. I'm 20 now, and it's like sorry,
Mama?
I was burping. I'm 20 now, and it's like it's very much that. It's just like, how's it gonna be? It's like, what am I gonna say? It's like,
actually, I understand what you're going through. When I was growing up, me and my mom and I didn't have that kind of relationship like you see on TV or movies. Like, the mother loves the child. My mom raised me really tough as growing up. She was very disciplined on me, very brutal on me. So I was growing up, I couldn't develop these feelings for my mom. How much was love? As a kid, you see those, being disciplined as a kid, you see it as punishment or some kind of torture as a kid. So I developed some sense of feeling like remorse and what's that word I'm looking for? Resentment against my mom. Yeah. And so it was kind of hard to develop a relationship, an actual relationship with my mom. Even now, it's kind of hard for me to open up to her because I have the impression, as a kid you're supposed to be tough. As a kid you're supposed to have your feelings in check, get discipline, and so on. So I understand what you're going through. I'm to my mom, but it's pretty hard. It's kind of hard to do, and I can't find the right words for how to start the conversation, how to open up to my mother. And so I understand what you're going through. But the thing is it's just one step at a time. You can't really force it. You gotta let it be natural. You gotta just let it come to you. You can't just force it in there. So maybe take a couple months, and maybe take a year. But at least you're trying. That's the most important thing. You're trying to reconnect with your mother.
Definitely, I understand. Because like when I was younger, I felt like I never wanted anything to do with her, and I was like, I've gone this much through my life not knowing her. I could go more without it. Yeah. And it took a lot for me to understand. It really took a toll of just like lagged out game. But that's all okay. But it took a toll on me to just be like, why do I feel this way? Maybe if I just give her a chance, because she's a human being. She deserves at least a chance.
Yeah.
So it's like 20 years. I'm an adult now, and I can definitely like see things in a better perspective. That it wasn't all her fault of what happened.
Hold on 1 second.
And it's like
Hey, Marcos, I have a friend that's watching me. He says we have an echo issue. I just want to know if it's all of us or if it's just me or.
I think it's just the echo that goes through your mic. Like I can hear the echo.
Okay, let me see. Let me try to switch this up really quick. We'll go on, Daniel. You're saying? Is there still an echo or no?
I don't hear the echo.
Oh,
but even though. What?
Oh, some guy scared me. Go on though. Sorry, I didn't mean.
But as I was saying, we were talking on Facebook, and even though she wasn't allowed to be a part of our life, she still looked at us from like a distance. Like literally, she looked at us from a distance. Like she knew what schools we went to. And she would like keep an eye on us and stuff, and I was like, okay, so even if you weren't allowed to and you couldn't like physically see us, you still tried. That's something. It's like, and I never knew that. No one ever told me that. And like hearing that from her was like, you did care, and you did try. So it's like, even if you couldn't have been there, you definitely wanted to. And I'm like, and with that, you do deserve a chance. So that's where I'm getting a motivation from to like try and start this up with her. And it's like even if it doesn't go anywhere, it's at least trying and at least giving her the chance is worth it.
Yeah, at least you have that sense of peace that both of you tried and reconnect rather than just sweep it in under the rug and then just say, oh well, there was no hope from the start, so why even bother trying? Because a lot of people just do that nowadays, especially with their parents. Like they say, well, she was never there when I was a kid and as a teenager, so why should I try now? Like, well, don't give up, because if you have that sense of outlook in your life, imagine when you find your significant other, you're just gonna sweep it under the rug when you guys have issues in your life, or you guys have issues in your relationship or communication. I think people need to really start learning how to communicate and putting more effort into things. Such as reconnecting with your parents or reconnecting with somebody else. It doesn't have to be mom or dad. It could be your brother, it could be a longtime friend, it could be your ex-girlfriend or whatnot.
Right.
And the real problem is that no one's putting the effort of committing it or willing to try. If they see you trying, even if they don't see you or they don't recognize that you're trying, at least you have that sense of peace saying, well, I gave it my all. I did the best that I could. It didn't work, but at least I didn't give up, and I can move on. Of course. And that's it. That's all it is.
It's that personal achievement. It's that person in yourself that really makes you change as a person. In reality, you're not doing it for the other person. You're doing it for yourself, and you're doing it to put your own mind at peace.
Yep. Also, sorry, I was drinking water.
No, go on.
Well, Daniel, let me ask you this, because you lived with who? Who did you live with growing up?
I lived, well, not my grandparents, but my legal guardians, but they were like my grandparents. They took very good care.
So how was that relationship with you?
If I'm being honest, it was okay. But like I said, you know, I didn't feel truly understood growing up, and it kind of like hasted me in a need for escape and stuff. And I feel like that's the one reason I went to Job Corps, because I wanted to leave Palmdale so bad. I was just like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta leave. I gotta do something. I can't stay here.
Yeah.
And it was that sense and that need to escape that pushed me to do more. Because I was like, I'm obviously not gonna get the appreciation and acknowledgement here. It's like, sure, they're still loved, but it's like they weren't really there for any of like my achievements and stuff. Like when I was in ROTC, I won the leadership award. That was a very difficult thing to do because I had like worked my ass off to like lead a group of people and like be the best at it. And then when I was in Boy Scouts, they were never really there for any of like my rank ups or like badges or anything like that. So it was very much, you know, they were there, they loved me, but as for my achievements and stuff, they weren't really there. So yeah, so it was like really in reality, I just had to go. I had to like spread my wings and stuff. And then even when I finally like, because I dropped out of high school to go to Job Corps, then I went to the Conservation Corps after that to graduate high school. And then I graduated high school. They didn't even come to my graduation. I was like, damn. I was like, well, I feel it. So it's not a bad relationship. I know that they love me, but it's one of those things that they really haven't been there for the things that I needed them to be for.
Yeah.
You know, like they were very good. Do not get me wrong. They took me in when no one else took me in. They just really weren't there at the point where I needed them to be there. They were there for like being parents, but they weren't there for like the support that I needed to grow. And
it's like they gave you a roof over your head and like fed you, and that was about it.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's like, you know, that's what people do, and that's what people who love you do. But you know, I just I guess I wanted a little more out of it.
It's an enemy medic.
Yeah, I get you.
But it wasn't bad, you know. I still try to see them every now and again now. I go there to see my little brother and stuff like that and keep in touch, you know. But there's always that little back of my head that's just like, it is what it is. And it's like, I'm trying to grow as a person to not be that person who just leaves his past and forgets about it, because my past is very much what makes me who I am. And it helps me grow and become a better person, you know? Like I always say, you know, people who live in the past inhibit growth for the future. And it's like, you just gotta learn to let go of things. It's like, if you live your life holding grudges, you're just never gonna grow to be a better person. You keep that hate in your heart, and you can't progress, you can't move on. And I feel sorry for those people who can't move on.
Do you have any friends that live that way?
Quite a few. Quite a few. I want to name names. Oh, I just had my first viewer. They left. But I have quite a few. And they left. They left. But I do have quite a few, and I don't know necessarily what everyone's thinking. As much as I'd like to know what people are thinking. But I feel like there are still some people that I know of who still live that way, and it sucks because it's like, you know, if I don't feel that way, if I don't feel the same way that you feel, it's like, say, for example, right? Yeah.
You're kind of breaking up.
If I have a falling out with someone, right? and I've learned to move on from the falling out. And they're still like talking crap and just trying to make all of my other friends make me look like a bad person. It's not gonna help. It's not gonna hurt me because I've already let go. But yet you still think about it every single day. Keep on registering it as if something. In reality, the events. When the events that have caused us to like stop being friends or something, they've already passed. So it's like you gotta cut it and move forward. You know, because if you're just worrying about someone who's not in your life anymore, that doesn't do anything for you. That just keeps you stuck in one position, and it's like stalemate, you know?
Yeah, I know exactly what the fuck you're talking about, dude. I'll probably save that story though for another day. But
yeah, that's definitely another topic.
Feel you. I know exactly what the fuck you mean, dude. I was stuck at this standpoint too, stalemate.
Yeah, but I was like that a couple months ago, but then I had my eyes open. You know, it's like I'm done feeling sorry for myself. There's no point in feeling sorry for myself anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, it doesn't fix anything. It doesn't do anything but hurt me in reality. But yes, I know a couple people who are like that. I only wish the best.
Any advice, if anyone watches this, any advice as to how to handle that situation?
Fucking
the
move
best
on.
advice, yeah, pretty much, Richard, you said it as best as anyone can. It's move on, because not everything is worth saving, you know, and not everyone is worth saving. You're not a superhero. You can't save everybody, and you can't save every friendship you've ever had. It would be amazing if you could, but pain is what helps you grow. And you learn a lot from losing people, because not only do you learn how other people in this world can be, but you learn about where you went wrong in that friendship. You learned what you did, what you can stop doing, you know? And in reality, that's all you can do is just move on, you know, look towards the past as you head towards the future, you know? It's like, but don't let the past define you, you know, because you're not going to be the same person you are 10 years from now.
Yeah,
and things that you do today, no one's really going to judge you on that. You know, in high school, you might have thought, oh, I did this in high school. Oh, they're going to remember me forever for this. In reality, no one that I know from high school remembers half the crap that I've ever done. I did a lot of stupid things. You know, like I ripped my pants once in high school, but no one ever talks about that anymore. And it's just like it was super embarrassing at the time. I thought that was like end of the world, you know. It's just one of those things that's just keep moving forward, and don't let your past drag you down, because your past is always going to act like anchor weights tied to your legs, and all you really have to do is untie the knot that's attached to your leg, and then you can start moving freely again. But it's so difficult. Yeah, it's so difficult for people to do that.
Agreed.
But I hope that's for the people who can't do that, and I know that they can eventually do it.
And once you fucking do that, dude, once you let that fucking weight go, it's like everything just feels so much fucking better.
It feels amazing.
It's like, why care for someone you know that doesn't care for you?
Yeah. I also know someone who's like that, and wish them well, you know?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, honestly, I wish that person well. I wish their family well, but I mean, like, fuck it, you know? If they're better off doing their life and they're not gonna give a shit about you, there's no point to really worry about them anymore.
Exactly. And that's why I just move on with stuff, you know?
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yep. There's some events in life that you can't control. And, there's no point in trying to control them. You only put yourself out. But anyways, I have another question. Yes?
For us or for you?
Were you saying something, Jesse?
No, I didn't say anything. I'm still here though.
Sorry. Well, I have a question for you guys. When you are looking for friends, what are some qualities that you look for in people? You know, maybe not just friends, but in people that you associate yourself around. What are some of the higher qualities that you look for?
For friends?
Well, originally, or if you want to take it on, go ahead.
We have taken objective butter.
Oh, for me, like, dude, I could legit talk to anybody. Like, if anyone's cool with me, I'll talk to them. And I think you know that, Daniel, about people. But I mean, like, that could start up something big, or it could start up nothing. You could talk for a day and be cool. But I could be cool with anybody that's willing to be cool with me. But to become an actual friendship, it's like, I gotta trust you. You gotta be someone I'm cool with, I can hang out with. I don't want anyone, like, talking shit or being a fucking asshole about everything. Just someone I could fucking trust and get along with, and I could tell anything about, and I know they'll keep my fucking secrets, and I know with them, I'm not gonna be like, oh, is this person telling this person shit that I said, or is this person telling my secrets to everybody? Like, I got friends who I know I can fucking trust, and then there's some people I meet, and within the first 5 minutes, I'm like, nah, I can't trust that person. They're fucking bullshit. Like, oh, I don't know, Kayvon from school.
Oh shit.
Fuck that motherfucker. But other than that, like, I can get along with pretty much anybody. Like, but me and my friends, like the ones I have now, I went to 2 different high schools. The first high school I went, I had friends there, but it was like one of those things where it's like, I'm your friend because we see each other every day, and that's how I felt that they were like with me. Like, they weren't really my friends; they're just someone that I saw every day, and that's why we talked. And then, like, during weekends or summers, we wouldn't talk or nothing. It's just like, this is bullshit, whatever. And then I went to another high school, and I met a group of guys who were like true homies, and that I've been friends with for the past 7 years. We hang out like at least once a week now. We're just busy with work and shit, but we still make time to hang out. We're actually all supposed to go hang out tomorrow to go eat. But we all get together still, like, on our days off and on our weekends and shit, and we just fucking talk and kick it. And I know these are true friends that are gonna be there for a while. And I actually have a friend that wants to join our conversation right now.
Alright, would you like to get them in on it?
For sure, let me get them real quick. 1 second. So let's see if he joins right now. I just sent him an invite. But yeah, like, my friends, people I hang out with right now, they've just fucking been there. They've helped me out financially and like with relationships, and someone I know I can go and talk to and shit about anything. This is actually one of them who I've been friends with for like pretty much 7 years. What's up, Marcos? So what's up? You're actually joining a podcast my friend is doing called The Organic Hour. So welcome.
Welcome to the Organic Hour.
The Organic Hour. What happened, Marcos? What'd you say? What's up? Yeah, I can't really hear you.
We have lost objective butter.
I can hear you now. Be good. Be good. What happened? No, you're perfect. You're good. So, Marcos, we're actually discussing family, and you being a father. What's family mean to you? Nah, you're good. But what's it like being in? What's it like being a family for you?
We have taken objective Duff.
And why is that?
We have lost objective apples.
dedication.
Is there ever days where you feel like giving up, or like I really don't want to do this anymore?
It starts being about them.
What? Well, for you, what's the best thing about being in a relationship with your wife and your son?
We have lost objective.
It's like, he's calm, he's not breaking everything, we're good. Yeah, I get you,
Losing
man.
objective Charlie.
It's actually something in the background, I can hear him. Yeah.
I got you. I understand. One day, just not.
Just go out there and start thrusting and hope for the best. It's a great way to stay in shape.
Puerto pull out.
It's a great way to stay in shape.
Have to do a Puerto Rican pull out.
We are losing.
You pull out, run to
Alright,
Puerto Rico,
but,
hoping they don't find you.
Right. Anyways, Jesse, you've been quiet for a minute, and for that question I asked, you know, what are some qualities that you look for in friends?
Well, originally, I would make friends with anyone I could get along with, but as time proceeded by, I started thinking, like, why am I friends with these guys? When I really look at the qualities they had and our friendship, I looked at the content and I was like, why am I friends with this guy? Like, first off, he's not really that great of a
We have
person.
taken objective butter.
He's not respectful to people, or, you know, he makes these bad jokes that, you know, I'm always a fan of bad jokes, but jokes he will say that aren't really funny, they're just straight up offensive. So I started thinking, you know, am I friends with this guy because I'm just going to the same school with him, or
Because he's
because
hot.
we're in the same class, or and things like that. So I started you know, thinking like maybe I should just make friends with people who have good qualities and that can bring out the best in me. And I think that's what it is that someone who can bring out the best of you, you know, someone who can encourage you, and someone you can have, you know, arguments with, and, you know, conversations, even if your opinion may differ from him or her, you can always have the discussion and engage in a conversation. And that's what I look for people who can engage me in conversations, who can communicate and not just take the easy way out and delete me on Facebook, or not talk to me, or just cut ties with me, you know.
I understand that completely.
You know, that's why I tell people on my friends list on PlayStation, like, you know, we're not really friends. It's just a situational moment that we just are talking because we played the same game,
Yeah.
or I met you online, but we're not really friends. So don't take this the wrong way. So I have no problem not talking to you because we're not really friends. Because we don't have that connection yet. We're not at that level yet. There's only certain people in my life who I really do consider friends. You happen to be one of them, Daniel. Even though I do talk shit on you for fun.
Hey, that's what friends do, though.
That's all of us. That's all of
Yeah.
us.
That's the
You're
reason why I
allowed to
do
do
it,
that.
because I understand that I understand where your boundary is. You know, I can make fun of you on certain things, but there's certain things I don't want to touch on because that's crossing the boundary with you. It's not because you're you get offense or you get offended so easily. It's not because I respect and I understand your boundaries. You know, I won't be attacking your family or your personal issues. You know, I'll make fun of you like, oh, you fucking suck at this game, Daniel. Get the fuck out of here, or you're a pro Genji, Daniel, or things like that. I make fun of other things that you and I are willing to accept. You know, you can also make fun of me and whatnot, and I wouldn't really get mad. You know, unless it's like you're talking in personal things that that I won't find funny.
Right.
It's things like that. There's only a few people I do really consider
We have
friends,
taken objective Alpha.
and I don't mean those people like, oh yeah, he bought me this, or he did this for me. Like people who've been there for a while, who stuck around me through my good and bad times. Because I have quite the temper. Daniel knows this for sure. I do have a temper. I do get frustrated, and I do get angry, but they never use that against me. Like, whoa, I can't hang with this guy. This guy's too angry. Like, they understand why I get angry. They understand why I
Yeah.
get frustrated. But at the same time, they don't just focus on that. They focus
one of
on my
those
cons
things
and
where
pros.
it's like, you can get mad, but that's be a reason behind it. You can't just be an asshole the fucking time, you know? Which is what you're
Yeah.
pretty much explaining, is that you get mad for reasons, yeah, and that's totally fine. We can't get mad at our friends for
Yeah.
being upset about little things. Like, it's cool, like, shit happens. But
Yeah, and
being an
I
asshole
accept
is
that.
bullshit.
Yeah, and most people don't accept it. Like, they just think I'm just angry all the time.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta understand where I'm coming from, you know? Like in Overwatch, I got a lot of people who say that, oh, I take quick play too serious. Like, well, competitive
What's a
person,
fucking
you have to
game?
understand where I come from. I'm a competitive person. Even as a kid, I always liked being in competitions, whether it be drawing or reading the best comic books or getting the best collections or having the best toys. For me, I'm always a competitive person. That's who I am. And I do get frustrated at times when things don't always work out, but I don't get extremely angry where I start calling out my friends or talking shit to them. You know, I give them advice, hey, maybe if you stop complaining about this and start doing this, maybe you'll get better results and whatnot.
Yeah.
But
I was
the thing is,
actually-
I don't like...
Go
Yeah,
on,
sorry.
go on. Sorry, go on. You can finish. Sorry.
Oh,
I
no,
didn't interrupt
you can finish.
there was a video I saw where this guy was actually playing Overwatch, and he was kind of new to the game.
Yeah.
He was just playing the way he wanted to play, and people were talking shit. And this dude stepped up. He's like, "Why the fuck do you care how you play? You didn't buy that fucking game for him. He bought it himself. You know." It's like,
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think I've seen that video. And that's
People
my
get
like,
mad
I
over
bought this game, and if I want to be competitive on a standard mode,
Yeah.
then let me be competitive. I don't have to go on competitive mode and rank up. Maybe I just want to try out a new character and actually be good with this character.
We have taken
And most people
objective
don't understand that. They just see that, I just get angry at the time. But if you only see me as an angry person, that means you're just focusing on my flaws, not on the other things. I've been told that I've been good at giving advice, or I've been told that I'm very when it comes to interviews or talking to adults, I'm very mature for my age. I can keep up a conversation with the older adults and whatnot. I've been told that I'm being very organized and whatnot, and all this positive stuff. But most of the people always like to focus on the negative, because that's how they see you. And if that's how you see a person, is only through the negatives and not the positives, or both, then you're not really my friend. You're just focusing on what I do wrong, and
they
not
just
what I
judge you
actually
too
do
much.
right.
They judge way too fucking
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, some friends can handle me getting angry or frustrated. Daniel's one of them. He knows. Like, he doesn't really trip on about it. He just understands why.
Yeah.
He doesn't really question like, why you getting angry, dude? But he understands. And that's the qualities I want to see. Like, yeah, I always do talk shit on Daniel, but that's just for fun. because that's how we get along. But I understand Daniel as a core of a person, and he understands me, and that's the thing I look in the quality in friends is understanding each other
Yeah.
and accepting each flaw that they have. You know, not all my friends are the best people, or you know, or the worst people, but they're still my friends, and I accept them as who they are. And that's what I want to see in friends is the understanding and the communication. That's all it is.
Yeah.
If there's something that I did to upset you, or is this something that you don't like about me, just tell me, hey man, you know, I understand you're a competitive person, but can you think you can, you know, turn it down a little, or, you know, give yourself a break. It's just the communication is not there with some people.
Yeah.
They just assume the worst of you and just sweep it under the rug like always. But that's what I see in what I want to see in friends is just understanding and communication. You don't have to do anything spectacular for me. You don't have to visit me 24/7. You don't have to tag me in memes all the time or invite me
That's
to
kind
parties.
of a requirement for me. You got to tag me something too.
Oh, except for Daniel. Daniel, if you're gonna be Daniel's friend, it is required for you to tag him in 10 memes a day. That's his level 1 phase. And if you want
Part
to
of
do
the
the max
application.
phase, you gotta tag him 100 memes a day. If you really want to be his true friend. But like I said, you know, if you want to hang out once in a while, which is fine, you know, I understand people have jobs, have families, or live at a state or in a different city, so we can't hang out all the time. But once in a while is fine, you know. Once going out to see a movie, or going to a theme park, or just coming out and chilling and playing games, that's fine by me. You don't
Yeah.
have to do anything extraordinary to be a good friend of mine. So as long as there's communication and understanding, that's all it is. That's all I'll ask for. I can't ask for anything else, you know.
Oh,
And if
yeah.
you want to be that person that wants to hang out every day, hey, I got no problem with that either. But that's what I look for in a friend. I hope that answers the question. I know I kind of extended it a bit too long, but you know.
No, it's good. We got time. We got plenty of time. But yeah, I'm very similar into what you said. I isn't a person who buys this or is like you hang out with all the time. You know, that's kind of a part of it. You know, but if you're only there for as long as their company is around,
Yeah, that's
sorry
not
to
really
tell
a
you,
friend.
pal. Yeah,
That's
sorry to
more
tell
of
you,
a-
pal.
Yeah, it's just more of a like a coworker at work, you know. Yeah, you know, you see them all the time, you talk and whatnot, but you only talk and hang out because you're at work. It's because you're in the same space. So obviously, you know, most people get bored not talking to anybody, so might as well just talk to this guy. He seems cool, but you're not really friends. You're only talking because you're in the same workplace. And if that's your idea of a friendship, it's just talking to this guy because he seems cool, then I suggest you not having friends at all because that's kind of fucked up. You know? I don't like using people as using them for their company. You know, I made a
Yeah.
few friends when I was working at Smashburger. You know, yeah, we don't hang out because I understand, like, you know, he's going to school. I'm over here in a different part of the city where he lives. But if he wants to hang out, I'm always open to that. You know, if he wants to go to a bar, even though I don't drink, I'll go with him, you know, just hang out. Because he's a real cool guy and we understood each other at a level where friends should, where everyone should. I don't like the whole idea, well, I'm just hanging out with this guy because he seems cool. I'm just hanging with this guy because he does this and it makes me laugh.
Yeah.
I never liked the idea of gaining benefits from a friend.
Right. I
And
completely
not
get you.
and not in that way. I mean, you know, just like
No, I
for my-
understand, you know.
for like
oh,
my
he bought
amusement,
me
you know.
this. Yeah, he bought me this, so I should.
or he
hang
just
out.
makes me laugh, or he's
Yeah.
really cool to hang out with. You know, I
She
want
sucks my
someone.
dick.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like that. It's just that I don't really appreciate. Like,
I completely get you. I'm the same way when it comes to that. You know, when I look for a friend, there has to be like, I don't know, a mental sort of like you gotta be on the same level as me mentally. You know, I don't.
Daniel.
I hate
Daniel.
to say it. I hate to say it.
Baby
What?
Grinch.
Daniel, Baby Grinch was hilarious.
I think that's what brought us even closer.
Right? But I've grown a lot as a person, and you know, like the one thing I hate is when people bring up my past, you know, because it's like, you know, it lets me, when people bring up the past, it lets me know that you still see me as that same person, when in reality, you know, it's been like 3 years. I'm totally different now.
Yeah.
I've grown so much. You know, things have happened. But I like someone who's on the same level as me mentally. You know, who understands things to that perspective. Because if you're just living in the past, and you're just like, oh yeah, high school was the best time of my life, blah 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 blah. You know, it's like, get with the times.
That's kind of why I hate people that like, oh, I'm just gonna go out and drink, and like I'm gonna go out and get blackout drunk, because that's still their high school bullshit, dude. And that's just kind of annoying. Like, I got
That's
invited.
cool every now and again, but you just gotta
High
make
school,
sure you ain't got
I've been
nothing
doing this
to
since
do.
3rd grade. I'm just kidding.
But,
Like,
oh,
I got
man,
invited to a
this-
house party, dude, and like this girl's like 23. I thought it would be like chill. It's fucking like high school shit still, dude. That shit's fucking annoying.
Oh yeah. Well, what's worse that it's when your ex-girlfriends or boyfriends bring up the past, like, you know,
Right,
from,
it's like,
years
I'm
ago.
totally
Like, dude,
different
that was
now.
like 6 years ago. I'm not that guy anymore. You know, with my ex-girlfriend, she still thinks I'm the same person I was 6 years ago. Like, no, I'm not that weak-minded, emotional kid anymore.
Right.
I can keep my emotions in check. You know, I'm not so weak-minded anymore. You know, I can think for myself. I can handle situations like that. If, for example, if I were to go back in the past and switch positions from my 18-year-old self to now, I would have handled so many situations like a boss, and not have been heartbroken, not been so depressed. You know, that's how strong I was, or I am now.
It's like when you
Back
have an
then I
argument,
wasn't.
and then 5 minutes after the argument, you're like, I should have said that.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, you know,
In
humans,
arguments,
our
I
hindsight
try
is
not to get in a
wrong.
lot of arguments because I don't like arguing, you know, with my significant other. Rather, I want to communicate, and it's kind of hard for me because I really have a hard time opening up to people, and that's friends and significant others and family. It's really hard for me to open up, but I try, you know, and I'm not as, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not as hesitant as before I was, you know. But like I said, you know, I hate when people bring up the past and think that's who I am,
Yeah.
because it's just
People
you're just
change,
projecting.
dude. In, like,
Because
the
in
best
reality,
ways, though.
that's not who I am. In reality, is that you're still stuck in the past. Because if you can see me as the same person I was years ago, that means you haven't changed at all whatsoever. You're still the same person you were 6 years ago, or 7 years ago, or 10 years ago, and you're just mad that the fact I could move on and better myself and become different. You're just mad at the fact that I can do that and you couldn't. You spent those 10 years or 7 years trying to change, but you didn't have the willpower to do it. You're just looking out for someone to blame. You're just blaming me for something that I didn't do. So that's why you attack my past. That's why you always bring up my past, so you can have some kind of form of, I don't know, enjoyment or joy in your life. I don't know, but that's how I see it when people bring up the past. Is they're trying to compensate for something. And this is the fact that they couldn't change themselves. They couldn't transform. They didn't have the will to go through the trials, to go through the hardships, to go through the failures of changing yourself. Because that's the one thing that's hardest in the world, is transforming, to be a better person. Because you always have the fear, the doubt, the failures, the obstacles in your life. And you ask yourself, is it really worth going through all this? And trust me, when you do go through that, you'll feel a whole lot better. You become a different person. You feel like you just transform to a Super Saiyan. That's pretty much the only way I can explain it. Is because you have transformed. Some may not realize it. Some may realize it, but you
Only
have
your real
changed.
friends see it.
Yeah, only real people, real friends and family will see that you have changed. That you're not that kid that does those stupid jokes anymore. You're building a path for yourself. You're not that kid who's always had to be directed to where to go. You're finding your own sense of direction. You're finding your own path. and you're building a better future for yourself. Whether you want to be a cook or a math teacher or whatever you want to be in life, is that you change. You're no longer that person who had doubt and fear in their mind. You have hopes and dreams, and that's what I have. That's the advice that I give to people who always bring up the past. Like, why bring up the past? The only time you should bring up the past if you're gonna learn from it, like history. History wasn't made just for us to learn about the past. It's to learn about the mistakes that our forefathers and people from before us, to learn from their mistakes and see how we can improve on that. You know, if you're gonna bring up the past, use it as an inspiration. You know, like Martin Luther King. You know, I use him as an inspiration because he singly changed, you know, how we look at the world today. He created the civil rights movement by himself and the support of his people and other people. You know, so if you're gonna bring up the past, bring it for a positive energy. You know, you can always revert negative energy to positive energy. So why waste your time on bringing bad things when you can put that energy to positive things? That's my advice to people who bring up the past. Like, don't do it unless you're gonna learn from it and put it to good use.
I completely understand. Well, we're almost out of time. We've got about 5 minutes left, 4 minutes left. Are there any closing remarks that you guys would like to say?
Well, bitches get money.
We have taken
Well,
objective Duff.
I think we touched every topic we could, but the thing is,
We have taken objective Alpha.
no matter where you
Definitely,
are,
we can bring more of this into the next episode. I feel like there still is a lot more to talk about and cover.
Yeah.
So we can definitely talk about this more in another episode.
anything, if I had any advice to anyone who's listening or watching, look, like, having friends and having family is great and all, but
blood doesn't always.
you're gonna realize that in this world, you have no one but yourself. So just better yourself, because there's no one bigger than yourself. Because this is your life. This is your story. You know, you don't have to have all these side characters in your story. You don't have to have all these cool, epic adventures. Your story is where you drive it to. Is where you want to take it to. You know, you don't have to have all these people in your life. You don't have to have all these so-called family in your life. It could just be you and your girlfriend. It could be you and your brother. It could be you and your sister or anyone.
Well, hey, let's keep this podcast going until the end of this fucking game since it's almost over, yeah?
Losing objective Charlie.
Hey, yeah, but I only got 3 minutes left on the timer, so wish I could. Unless it's gonna keep going, but I think it's gonna clock out at 60 minutes.
What, the broadcast?
Yeah.
No, the broadcast, you can broadcast as long as you want. It doesn't have a time
Oh,
limit.
okay.
The only thing that has a time limit is if you're recording, not broadcasting.
Yeah.
Oh, broadcasting.
No, broadcasting, you're good.
But I mean, if you want to cut it short, or I mean, it's your broadcast. If
Okay, yeah, I can have everyone do some closing statements. That's kind of what I want.
that's my closing statement. I mean,
So mine would be.
I don't
know.
you know, I'm not a very wise man per se, but I've been through some things. You know, I can kind of be up there.
I guess what I could say is that, like, blood doesn't necessarily mean family. Like, fucking friends can always be there for you no matter what. My friend knows. And Marco's the one that's actually in our fucking thing right now. He's one of my homies I've been friends with for 7 years, and I feel like I can trust him with anything. He's helped me out through a lot. I got some people I met through PS4, which I feel like I could talk through about anything. Some of them actually helped me too. One of them, I will name. His name is Argo. He actually helped me a couple of days ago. I was short on money, and he sent me some cash through Snapchat. It took 2 days to come in. I was expecting to come in that same day, but that's not his fault nor mine. But I mean, just a matter of fact that I was like, yo, I'm stranded. He's like, I'll wire you $10. Don't worry about it. And this is some dude I've only met like once in my life, and he was there to come, you know, just help me whenever I was down. And I play with him like every day, dude. Like, I consider him a good friend, even though he's not blood and we don't really see each other ever.
We are losing objective Charlie.
But that's my homie, and then my homie Marcos is with me. Like, he's helped me out like financially too, and like he's helped me like like who struggles with me, like I'm not eating, and he's like, oh, I'll come over, we'll cook you guys some food or something, and like just being there and listening to and helping me talk through some shit. And that's a lot of my friends, like a lot of people I could just hang out with and talk to. But what I'm trying to say is just like what I said earlier, like blood doesn't really mean family or anything. It's just there.
Blood doesn't mean family, it just means DNA.
Yep.
Yeah, well, Marcos, do you have closing statement?
You couldn't put it any better than myself.
Very inspiring, I think.
Perfect. Perfect end to the episode. Mm-hmm.
The free apps that family and that premium is the shit you pay for. Hookers. Marcos, you my boy. Seven years. Non-sexual.
But with a man.
Yeah, it's always you gotta say no homo.
All the homo, man. All the homo.
That's poetry.
Of course.
I think that's why, like I get what you mean. Like, your friends are gonna treat you the same way you treat them. If you treat them they're good, they're gonna be good to you, and that's how I feel so far with all my friends.
See, it's like they say, you can pick your friends and you can pick your nose, but you
You
can't
can't pick your
friend's
friend's
nose.
nose. I've done it before though, so.
Oh, that's gross.
Oh man.
I agree. I completely
good.
agree. Alright.
What about
I
you,
guess that's
Daniel?
pretty much. Oh, for me, my closing statement. I was just
Yeah.
gonna close off the podcast, but
Oh,
I guess I'll leave.
Okay.
I'll leave it with
it's like peace.
I was just gonna dip. But I guess I'll just leave it with this. It's I've met a lot of people in my life, and I've seen the good in people and I've seen the ugly in people, and I've seen some people who I saw the good, and then I saw the ugliest that they could be, and it's definitely, inspect who you're around, get to know them for who they are, not what they can do for you, because you can do everything that you want to do for yourself, and there are some things that only you can do for yourself. Friends aren't always going to be there for it, but make sure that the people who are around for it, make sure that they support you in good moods and bad moods, because people who are not there for you at your worst do not deserve to be there for you when you are
It's
at
like
your
that.
best.
It's like that saying. If you weren't present during my struggle, I don't expect you to be present during my success.
I love
Exactly.
Drake meme. But yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say. Don't judge people based on what you've heard about them. Pretty much just get to know them for yourself, because they could be the greatest person you've ever met, or they can be the biggest mistake you've ever made. But at the end of the day, that's the choices for you to make, and you will always live with those choices. You'll live with the experience, regardless if you're friends with them for a day or a year. You're gonna live with the lesson that you learned from knowing that person. So I say, meet everyone that you can meet, but make sure you keep the good people around and filter out the ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's like the memes, man. You keep the good memes and block people who post bad memes.
Locked in a dungeon.
Pretty much. Yeah. Oh. I
All
guess
right.
this is
Well,
it.
this is the podcast for today. Thank you, whoever watched. Thank you.
Actually, man, thank you for having me in this podcast.
Oh, you're very welcome. I look forward to seeing you on this podcast again. It's always good discussion, even if there's no viewership. It's always good discussion. You learn more about everyone just by talking, and that's what makes the world go around. Thank you for being here, Richard. Thank you for bringing in Marcos.
Wait, so go on, Marcus. Oh yeah, like during a stream and stuff. No, yeah, it's pretty fun. I appreciate it.
Just a bunch of dudes talking about life and broadcasting to the whole world.
It's not always
Yes,
gonna be this
it
serious though.
No
We're gonna
pressure.
bullshit sometimes. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, sometimes bullshit, but I just wanted the first topic to be a very good one, a very good talking point.
Is the next topic gonna be about memes?
Oh,
God,
dude, probably. We definitely could.
Jesus.
Pretty much, if anyone knows what they want to hear us talk about, you could be the one viewer and just post what you want us to hear us talk about, because we appreciate your one viewership.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except no
But-
Hanzo memes.
No Hanzo mains, yes.
Poor. Yeah.
Oh, I've
Uh,
heard of it.
I seen like the picture of the baby, but
Bullshit.
never
That's your
watched
favorite
it.
fucking movie. Oh God. Jesus.
Oh.
And this is how we're closing off.
Damn.
Oh,
Alright.
alright. I'll look for it. See what I can work with.
All right, well, thank you guys for being here. I'm gonna close it off right now.
Alright.
Wait, one last
All
thing.
right,
One last thing, Daniel.
All right, definitely.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So, how often are you going to be doing this? What days and what times?
Work has me kind of fucked up right now. I ain't gonna lie. So, I want to do it Tuesdays and Thursdays, but it might end up being twice a week is what I want it to be. I want it to be either every Monday and Thursday or every Tuesday and Thursday. It just depends how work has me, because it depends on my days off. I have Saturday off this week, so I didn't do one on Tuesday, so I'm gonna get a makeup one on Saturday.
What time Saturday?
But whenever, really, when are you free?
I don't get off till 10 p.m., which means I won't be home till like 11.
Damn. See, I'm probably gonna have like Anthony and Ryan on the next one, and I'm just gonna talk to them about some bullcrap.
For sure.
I like the
And
worst
then-
topics.
Right, the worst topics. But I love those dudes. They're very good friends, and they deserve a chance. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us. This has been the Organic Hour, every Tuesday and Thursday
On PBS.
on PBS.
Oh god, don't do that. You're gonna get this fucking video flagged. Later, y'all.